I recently learned of this new term called wokefish or wokefishing, and I decided I would tie it into another idea I had about how people make themselves easily pandered to or easily tricked. So this wokefishing is when a man who is not, say, on the political left, pretends to be, acts like he is on the left, so that he can get in the good graces of and potentially try to have sex with women who are on the left. So in essence, pandering to them or tricking them into sleeping with them by saying, oh yes, I agree with your causes, I feel just like you do, and so on. So people who are, and I'm not saying everyone on the left, and I'm actually going to make this more broad as we go on, so please bear with me. Anyone who is an ideologue, who has this firm set of beliefs that they don't really change, that are sort of ingrained in them, sort of have become part of their identity. These ideologues are actually very easy prey for predators. Any predator will, over time, adapt to best hunt their prey, because that's what they do. And that can mean for food, or that can mean for whatever it is that that predator is seeking. And someone who has a strong ideology is like a prey animal that always goes to the same food source, the same water source, maybe walks the same game trail, whatever it may be. So that person with a strong ideology is like that prey that has all of these really firmly set habits that make it easy for a predator to know what they're going to do, how they're going to behave. And Jordan Peterson says that you can predict what someone who is an ideologue will say or how they'll behave, because they only have a few really solid trained habits or responses, actions. So they're very, you know what they're going to do. So like he says, you can predict what they're going to say in a conversation or an argument. You can predict how they're going to behave, because they have these patterns that are so deeply rooted in who they are, or who they think they are, who they have identified with. Excuse me. So sometimes a predator will act like a prey, or act like it's prey. It will go where that prey goes. It will sound like the prey. It will mimic the prey. And this sort of, what it does is it puts the prey at ease with the predator. So the predator doesn't seem like this big, looming, terrifying predator. Now, oh, that's just one of us. We don't need to worry about that. So when we think about the different ways that this could be used, and like I said, I'm not just going to relate it to the left, because that's just where the word wokefish came from. So I was just sticking with that for, kind of how I got into this. But that is one version of this, where because you have these people that are like leftists, or we'll say like feminists or something like that, they have this very firm set of beliefs that anyone can learn. Anyone who wants to be a predator to them can learn these and can go and pander to them using these certain phrases and things that might, resonate with them, I suppose is a good word. So it doesn't just happen there, though. It also happens when you have like a religious community. If someone learns the habits of that religious community or that religious person and learns the ideology of them, then they can easily ingratiate themselves with that community, and they can pull whatever kind of a scam or a grift. They may want to try and get maybe money from a religious organization or something like that. Perhaps say like a group of maybe like skinheads or racists or something like that. Someone can, like say even a police officer, can infiltrate them because all they have to do is learn those ideologies, those behaviors. They learn the secret languages that people have and stuff like that. And once they learn that, then they are the predator who is now mimicking that prey. And this is the same way that groups can draw people in. So let's say, again, with like the example of a terrorist organization, they can pull people in from other ideologies simply by pandering to them, by learning their habits, learning what game trails they go on. And they can draw them in and they can pull them into that terrorist organization. So you actually become really vulnerable when you have these ideologies. The predator almost doesn't have to fight. Like, they can get away with being much lower energy and pulling that victim in, and the victim just is, they're dead, they're trapped, whatever, before they even have a chance to fight. So when you're solid in that ideology, you will a lot of times forget to question people who seem like they're part of that ideology. They will just kind of fly in under your radar. And now the way to learn to protect yourself from this actually has to do because it's me and this is what I talk about, has less to do with doing something about that predator than it does doing something about yourself. Because you want to take that responsibility. You can't control what the predator is going to try to do. They're going to try to do their thing, whether you like it or not. You can only control what you do. So if you learn to question yourself and you learn to question your own ideology, whatever it may be, and it doesn't matter whether you change that ideology or you stick with it, but make it less of an ideology and make it more something that you have truly thought about, that you have truly considered. And then when someone shows up and they are pandering to you, it will become much more obvious. It will be very clear to you that that's what they're doing, because you have learned to question yourself and you've learned to question this ideology within yourself. You can now more easily allow yourself to question it within these other people who might be trying to control you, trick you, pander to you, whatever it might be. So keep yourself safe out there. Question yourself. It helps you question them. And remember, if you're not questioning yourself, you are setting yourself up to be a victim. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and share. And if I made you mad, share this with somebody you don't like. Have a great day.